The lights dim, and the massive America's Got Talent stage glows with a soft golden hue. The camera pans across the cheering crowd, thousands of people waiting for the next performance. Suddenly, a small figure appears from the side entrance, a boy, no older than 13, dressed in a clean but worn-out shirt, his shoes slightly scuffed, his hands trembling as he holds a microphone. His walk is cautious, almost shy, yet there's a spark in his eyes that refuses to be hidden. The boy stops in the center of the stage, blinking nervously as the spotlight falls upon him. The judges smile encouragingly. Heidi leans forward first, her voice warm. "Hello, sweetheart. What's your name and where are you from?" With a deep breath, the boy answers in a soft accent, "My name is Miguel, I come from the Philippines." His voice trembles slightly, but his sincerity cuts through. The audience erupts with cheers at the mention of his homeland. Simon adjusts his glasses, his curiosity piqued. "Tell us about yourself, Miguel. What made you want to come all the way here?" The boy swallows hard, his small hands gripping the mic tighter. "I grew up very poor. In my village, sometimes we didn't even have food. My father, he passed away when I was little. My mother works very hard, but I wanted to help. I started singing on the streets, outside shops and buses, just to earn a few coins." A hush falls over the audience. His story hangs heavy in the air. The camera zooms in on Simon, who is leaning forward with unusual intensity. Miguel continues, his voice breaking slightly. "When I sang, I didn't just sing for money, I sang because it made people smile. Music gave me hope. And I always dreamed, maybe one day, if I sing big enough, my mom won't have to cry anymore." Tears glisten in a few audience members' eyes. Sofia Vergara presses her hand to her heart, whispering to Heidi, "This boy is so pure." Simon takes a long pause before speaking. His tone is gentle, almost fatherly. "Miguel, that's a beautiful story. And I want you to know, you are very brave for standing here today. Now, let's hear what you've got." The crowd claps loudly in encouragement, and Miguel nods nervously. He takes a step back, positioning the mic stand. For a moment, he closes his eyes, whispering something under his breath, perhaps a prayer. The stage is set, the lights shift to a cool blue, and silence grips the arena. The first notes of Hotel California begin to echo softly through the speakers. This is not just another performance. Everyone feels it, the weight of a dream carried across oceans, the hope of a poor boy daring to believe. And as Miguel grips the microphone tighter, ready to release his voice, the world holds its breath. The opening chords of Hotel California swirl through the arena, and Miguel takes a deep breath. His first note escapes softly, fragile at first, like a whisper carried on the wind. But then, something extraordinary happens. His voice grows, filling the massive theater with a warmth so powerful, it silences the crowd in seconds. His tone is soulful, hauntingly beautiful. The iconic lyrics pour out with a raw emotion that seems far beyond his years. Every syllable carries his struggles, every note carries his pain and dreams. It's not just a boy singing, it's a boy telling the world his story through one of the greatest songs ever written. The audience stares in disbelief. A woman in the front row covers her mouth, tears spilling from her eyes. The camera cuts to Heidi, who gasps softly, "Oh my God." Sofia clasps her hands together, whispering, "He's incredible." Howie Mandel nods, tapping his hand on the desk in rhythm, visibly impressed. But Simon Cowell, normally the most stoic, sits back, his lips pressed tightly, his eyes fixed on the boy with unblinking focus. His expression slowly softens. He wasn't expecting this. Nobody was. As the chorus arrives, Miguel raises his voice with a passion that shakes the entire arena. "Welcome to the Hotel California." The crowd, unable to contain themselves, starts applauding mid-song. Some stand, waving their arms in rhythm, while others simply close their eyes, letting his angelic voice wash over them. The boy closes his eyes, lost in the music. He sings not to impress but to survive, to prove that his struggles were not in vain. His voice cracks with emotion at the high notes, but instead of flaw, it only makes his performance more real, more human. The guitar solo plays, and though he stands still, his body seems to sway naturally with the melody, as if he and the song are one. Simon lowers his gaze, and for the first time in years on AGT, his eyes fill with tears. He whispers under his breath, caught by a camera mic, "This is magic." As Miguel approaches the final verse, the energy in the arena builds like a storm. The crowd is on their feet now, clapping in unison, cheering him on. His last note rings through the hall, clear and powerful, hanging in the air like a prayer. The entire theater explodes into applause. The audience leaps to their feet, clapping, cheering, shouting his name. The boy, overwhelmed, bows his head, tears running down his face. His tiny frame trembles as he realizes the standing ovation isn't stopping. It grows louder, more powerful, as if every single person in the arena wants to lift him higher. On stage, Miguel raises his hands to his face, unable to believe what just happened. His dream, once so distant, now feels within reach. The roar of the crowd continues, echoing like thunder inside the theater. Miguel stands frozen, his chest rising and falling with heavy breaths. He looks down at the stage floor, tears dripping onto the mic in his trembling hands. Simon clears his throat, struggling to find words. The judges are all visibly shaken. Heidi speaks first, her voice cracking. "Miguel, that was not just singing. That was a gift to all of us." The audience cheers loudly. Sophia adds, "You took one of the most famous songs in the world and made it completely your own. You gave it soul, you gave it heart, you gave it life." Howie leans forward. "You didn't just perform a song. You gave us your story, your pain, your joy. That was unforgettable." Finally, Simon speaks. He takes a long pause, his voice unusually soft. "Miguel, I've been doing this for a long time. And I've heard a lot of singers. But what you just did, it wasn't just music. It was magic. And you made me feel something I haven't felt in a very long time." The boy's lips tremble, his eyes wide. The crowd chants his name, "Miguel. Miguel. Miguel." Then, in an instant that will be remembered forever, Simon slowly reaches forward, and slams his hand down on the golden buzzer. The arena explodes. Golden confetti rains from the ceiling, sparkling under the stage lights. The audience screams, jumping to their feet, waving their arms as if they're part of the victory. Miguel drops to his knees, overcome with emotion. He presses his hands to his face, sobbing openly as golden flakes stick to his hair and cheeks. The music swells, the signature golden buzzer theme filling the hall. Simon rises from his chair, walks across the stage, and kneels beside the boy. Placing a hand on Miguel's shoulder, he leans close and whispers, "You just changed your life forever." The boy looks up at Simon through tears, whispering back, thank you so much." The judges rush on stage, hugging him, comforting him as the confetti continues to fall. The cameras pan across the audience, capturing mothers hugging their children, fathers wiping their eyes, strangers holding hands in joy. It's no longer just a performance, it's a human moment that connects everyone in the room. Simon helps Miguel to his feet, raising his hand high like a champion. The roar of the audience shakes the theater walls. The boy, once just a poor child singing on the streets of the Philippines, is now standing at the center of the world's biggest stage, showered in golden light. This is not just his dream come true. It's a story of hope, resilience, and the power of music to change lives. And as the final confetti falls, Miguel looks out into the sea of cheering faces, whispering a silent promise to his mother back home, "We made it."